Hi everyone, my name is Dave Lusa from This Game is Broken, and you're listening to the Board Game Mechanics.
Welcome to the show. We are the Board Game Mechanics. I'm Joel. With me, as always, is...
Hey guys, what is going on? It is Jason.
We've got a fun show this week. We're going to deliberate, do a post-mortem of a game day we had. So that'll be fun, I think. And then I think there's some news in the meantime. So I guess, I don't know, I'm pretty eager to talk about it. Let's get right to it.
All right, so yeah, I found a few things of news that I wanted to talk about. One is a video that I did a long time ago for a game that was released at GenCon, or they had demos of it at GenCon, and it's called Wrestlenomicon. So this game's finally on Kickstarter 6 months later. It has about 23 days left, and it's not quite funded yet, but it should because it's a fun little card game. So essentially what you're doing in this game is you're an elder god, and you're taking on another elder god. And you're doing that through some interesting card play where you're putting it down into this battlefield, but you can't fight each other until you hit ground zero. So you're trying to move your cards from the right, which is the farthest away from ground zero, all the way to ground zero to be able to attack other cards on the other player's team. You're trying to knock them out of their life first, and whoever's the last person alive is the winner. So if that sounds like an interesting game, go check out Kickstarter and maybe throw us some support. So the next part of news that I wanted to talk about is a new game that's coming out from North Star in the Evolution series, and it is called Evolution Oceans. This is also now on Kickstarter, and this is a standalone game in the Evolution universe, and it's supposed to be a more gamery version of Evolution. I don't know what that means, but it's coming with some extra cards, and I guess it has a little more complex rule set. So if you like Evolution and you wanted something that was a little meatier, a little beefier, then you might want to go check this one out on Kickstarter. I think it has 20-some days left at the time of this recording, so if that's interesting, go check it out.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be better than Evolution. I say this with a fair amount of certainty because Evolution is just not very good.
Yeah, it's kind of simple and simple. Yeah, I would agree.
It's just a ton of thinking to not make any interesting choices is kind of how I felt about it. It's like a ton of accounting. Like, okay, I've got to figure out how to make sure I can get enough food to make my boy bigger or whatever. You know, I mean, like, I don't know. It didn't feel like... I've played games like Spore and stuff like that where it feels like real in depth and just, I don't know. I wanted more to it, I guess. And people were raving about it when I got it. So I don't know. That probably contributes to it a little bit too.
Yeah, and I was expecting a little more from it too, and at the end of the day, it's just like set collection almost kind of, and some leveling up characters. It's, yeah, in a really convoluted way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oceans might be cool. We'll see, I guess.
Yep, we'll check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, Jason, for the news. I didn't bring any, like always, I guess.
All right, yeah, and that's all I got.
These post-mortems, or whatever you want to call them, of BGM cons, it always feels like we're writing a Christmas letter to the fans or something. I don't know. This year, we adopted a dog. His name is Rover. And you don't really care, but it's on my Christmas card. I don't know. I hope you guys care about this, but we have fun talking about him. We did have a BGM con, I don't know, the fourth or fifth one maybe. I don't know, whatever we're calling it. But it was a really good one, I thought. One of the better ones. So, I don't know, man. We'll get right into it and just talk about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was trying to count, and I think it's number 5. Or what did I say on here? I didn't say on here, but I think it's number 5 from my counting.
I think so too. And it's been a long time since the last one, and it kind of was nice. Like, it was like kind of fun to remember that it is fun to get together and play games. So, and it gave me the itch to play more games all the time. I had some gamer fatigue going into this one, and I think I'm kind of refreshed. I'm ready to play stuff quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping to hopefully play a game after we get done recording tonight, so we'll see.
That's why it's a 17-minute episode tonight, guys.
Yeah. All right, so let's get started by, are we going to say who was at this BGM Con, or are we going to leave that a mystery?
I don't know. I don't have permission from them to say them, so I won't make any identifying, I won't tell any identifying, like, remarks. But there's a couple from up in my area that's been the Riveted. They were kind of early fans, and so they came along. Jed obviously was there. And then I don't know if I've ever mentioned Jair, but Jair's a super casual gamer, just a friend of mine from high school. And then we met a really cool guy named Ryan. Ryan, this is a shout out for you. He listens to our episodes, and like, I don't know if I told you this, but he made like references to the show, and like he knows our back catalog of shows even. So he was kind of a big fan, but a really nice guy, really fun to play games with. And then you and Katie, obviously.
Yeah, Ryan was really cool. I didn't get to talk to him a ton because he only played the one game with you, I think. But yeah, he seemed like a pretty cool guy. I
think he might have played Wingspan with the couple that was there too. But yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean, it was a good con. I wish we would have gotten more things played. And actually, I'm thinking about it. Like, I don't know, man. The next con, I wanna do an overnighter. Like, I don't care where we do it at, but like we got to do an overnighters, man, so we can just game until like 3 a.m. or something. Because I was raring to go for another like 5-6 hours when we wrapped it up.
Right. Yeah, I agree. All right, so we did the introductions of who all was there and the mystery couple, and now we'll get started with what we played.
Whoa, are you in a hurry or something, Jason? Like it's almost like you want to like wrap this up to go do something.
No, I mean this. I'm looking at this list and it's just kind of long, and I want to talk about some of these games.
So I'm going to say this real quick before we get back into it. If you want to win a contest to be involved in BGM Con, it's this difficult. Get to know us on the Riveted, let us know that you're cool, and then like drive to one and hang out with us. So it's that complicated.
Yeah, the admission is free.
Yeah, and usually it's actually better than that. Like usually it's catered by like my mom for free. So
that's true. It usually is.
But my mom wasn't there this week, so the food game was a little off, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, pizza's always good, so I'm in.
Well, cool. Yeah, so I had Trickerion about half set up when you guys arrived. I got there a couple hours before you guys just to kind of make sure things were set up because my parents were out of town, so they let us use the house. It feels so weird to say I'm going to my parents' house to have a like gaming thing, but they have a pretty good setup. They have a nice big room, and then it's like a grand room, like so. There's like 2 areas where you can game in, and then we actually kind of had a third table set up. But then also like when my parents are there, they can like watch kids and stuff, and they really enjoy that. And it's kind of central is the biggest thing. Like, I think it's definitely, if it were 20 minutes further your way, it'd be really close to central, but it's not quite central, but it's a lot closer than coming all the way to my place or me going all the way to your place. So it's nice for that, I guess, for sure.
Right. Yeah, I agree. So it was me, you, and Katie playing Trickerion, and that was your first time playing Trickerion, right?
Yeah, it was. And I had tried to get it to the table. I had learned the rules to a degree. But there were a couple rules that didn't quite click, or I knew the rules and I didn't understand how they played out. Like, I don't know if you've had that thing where, in an academic sense, you get how the game's going to play out, or you watch Rado play through or something, and then when you actually play the game, it starts to click more, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. That's why I'm manufacturing these tricks or like staging these tricks, and then it doesn't matter if I get them to play out or not because I get a big part of the bonuses anyway. So I kind of want to, spread them out or whatever. But it was pretty cool. I really liked it. I think it would have been a really close game had I remembered my player's power. But as it was, I ended up losing by about like 13 points, and I probably would have lost by maybe 5. I had the gentleman, and so whenever one of my tricks was done, I was supposed to get an extra star, but I didn't take it the whole game. But that's okay. I felt pretty good losing, but not by a ton on my first play because it's a pretty heady game. Pretty good though.
Yeah, I agree. I love playing this game, and I'm glad I finally got to play it, and you finally got to play it, and I had a great time.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right, so then while we were playing that game, the mystery couple showed up, and they set up Wingspan, and Ryan played with them in that game while we were finishing up our game.
And I wouldn't have mind playing Wingspan, but like I'm not going to ask them to wait for me to finish up Trickerion. But it looked neat, and I've got a copy hopefully coming in the next week. We did the stupid premium air shipping. Not stupid. We love you, Jamie, and it's a great way to do it. And actually, to be honest with you, him charging a slight premium on air shipping and then they get the money, I'd way rather do than pay $100 on eBay for one right now. So anyway, yeah, I have a copy coming. I wish I would have been able to play that one, but it looked neat. It's very beautiful on the table. It just doesn't look like there's a whole lot to it, and I hope I'm wrong on that, but it just doesn't look too heavy.
Yeah, I watched a couple playthroughs, and it just seems like maybe a heavier version of Gizmos, kind of like that type of game where you just create an engine and going with it. I could be way off base, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I definitely noticed there's some like set collection and engine building in it, and I don't know. It's just really pretty too, so we'll see what happens with it.
Yep. And then while they were finishing up Wingspan, we finished up Trickerion, and we played a game that I know you love, and it's called Sanssouci, and it was me, you, and Katie. Dude, I like that game a lot, and it took us like 20 minutes. So even if you hated it, it wasn't, a ton of time out of your life.
It's not bad. The thing I didn't care for much about it is like you have two really big luck factors that if they don't play out the way you need them to, then you kind of get hosed. So the luck of the tiles being random and then the luck of the cards being pulled in your hand, and you only get two cards to play from. Like I think I mentioned even on Saturday, I feel like that game would be better or more fun if you had 4 cards. So you had more choices to say, oh, cool, I've got more choices to pick from, but it's fine. If I had to pick between that and say Carcassonne or something, I would pick that over Carcassonne anytime. And I don't know why I compared the two other than they just kind of have a similar aesthetic. They're very different games, but, or actually Suro's like one that is kind of similar to that game. And I think I played this over Suro too.
Yeah. This is one of those super light filler games that I just like to keep around to play with people who don't normally like to game. And it's a nice game to fill time like we did on Saturday when we were waiting on people to finish up a game.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was better than playing like, I don't know, whatever other silly filler people have been playing for years, like Love Letter or something. It was a nice change of pace from that. So
right.
Yeah. It was a Euro game that's a filler, which is, there's not a ton of those. So
right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And then after we played that, the other game was wrapped up, and you played Anachrony.
Yeah.
So what'd you think about Anachrony?
BGM Con brought to you by Mind Clash Games. It was a really no, it was excellent. I don't know. I know this one drew on for a really long time. I knew the rules. It's just some of the symbology on the cards. I'd never played it, and no one else had it at the table. There was just a couple of things on the symbology that like took a little looking up, so it took a little longer than it should have. But I don't know, man. I feel like the first game, Trickerion, it took a long time, but I think we were getting kids fed and like I was answering doors and stuff during that. So it took longer than it should. So I was a little frustrated that we were kind of like slower paced. And then this game, like honest to goodness, I think it should have been done in 90 minutes and it took like over 2 hours, I'm sure. So it was slower than I wanted to. But it's a really good game and it's a really neat game because it's like a 2-stage, like on your player board and then out in the pods. You go out to the desolate world and do work out in the main board. So it's kind of neat how it has this like 2-stage worker placement, and it's almost like a bidding kind of thing because you're trying to balance, like you get more resources, like you get more water if you don't put a lot of pods on your board, but if you put a couple pods on there, you still need to go out and do things because that's where you make your player board better. But at the same time, you want to utilize your whole player board and not waste. I don't know. There's a lot of things that just need balanced in that game. And it's another one where I forgot to use my special player power a few times, and it would have been a lot closer if I had. But just a cool game about trying to undo like mistakes of the past almost, or prepare for a big collision of a meteor while you're trying to like fix some kind of like anomalies you create in the timeline by borrowing resources from the past. So a pretty neat game. I really like it. I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Did you like this one better than Trickerion, or did you like Trickerion better?
Oh, they're really different. Boy, that's a hard question. I would say this one's a slightly heavier game than Trickerion, probably. So I don't know. I like Trickerion a lot, though. I liked it a lot. So I think it probably edges this one out. But I would definitely play. If you asked me to play either one of them, like pretty well 24/7, I would probably hop out of bed at 3 a.m. and play either one. So I think they're both going to end up being probably top 20 games. Really, just excellent games.
Nice. Okay, so while you were playing Anachrony, I was playing Quacks of Quedlinburg with Katie and Jed. And Jed seemed to like it, I think. He was getting into it. He was like pulling the chips out of the bag and getting irritated when the pot was blowing up. So I think we found a winner for Jed.
Yeah, he said he liked both the pull things out of a bag, push your luck game. So that one and the one that you guys played next, I don't even know what it's called, but I'm sure you'll get to it. But he did really like it. The other thing, too, is like I've been kind of unfair to Quacks. Like it was my copy of Quacks you guys played because I just ended up picking up a copy because I knew you guys would want to play it. And I was like, it's good enough and I want to have it around for people to play. And I think my wife will like it. So I did pick up a copy and I tried to teach it to my wife. But when I was looking at the stuff in the game, like it's been 3 weeks since I played it. So I was trying to remember some of the stuff with like the rounds where certain rounds you can't buy certain things and whatever. Well, then I was like, wait, hold up. Like, what's all this stuff on the bottom? And then I looked at the other side of the player boards and I was like, oh my gosh, there's an advanced variant of this. I've only played the basic game. So like that could be part of the reason why I'm not crazy about this game yet is I've only played like the beginning learning game. Like I haven't played anything with like the die and all that stuff yet. So I don't know, man. I'm really looking forward to playing this one again.
Yeah, we jumped into it on the back of the board where you have 2 droplets, like the advanced side. We had the die. I just use everything, man. It's such a light game that there's no reason to do the beginning game.
Yeah, I think it's a 6 out of 10 with me playing the beginning game, but just looking at the other side, I know it's going to be much better on that other side of the board.
Yep. So we played that. I forget who won. Maybe, I don't know. It might have been Katie, per usual. So after we finished that up, you guys were still playing Anachrony. And then we moved on to another game of pulling things out of the bag called Mercado. I did a video for this a while back, and this plays kind of like Quacks where you're drawing stuff out of the bag, but you're drawing coins out of a bag, and you're trying to use those coins to win old antiques or different perfumes or go visit a merchant to get these extra points. So it's kind of a race to whoever can cross the starting line first is the winner. But it's still like push your luck kind of. So that was the second game we played. I
assume that you're trying to impress nobles with what you're doing in that game.
Like I think you are nobles.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah. But yeah, Jed really enjoyed this one too. It has counterfeit coins and they were just becoming an irritation. So yeah, that's what we did.
Did this game come out before Quacks or after?
I actually think this came out last year. So maybe the same year, but I'm not sure which one came out first, actually.
So they were probably in parallel development, so it's hard to say if one borrowed from the other, but they seemed not similar, but like you could definitely draw comparisons.
Yeah, they're similar enough where, you can tell that one of them knew about the other one. I mean, it's the exact same bags that you're pulling out of, too, which is kind of interesting. All right, so let's see. You guys finished up Anachrony finally. And then you guys moved on to playing Valeria Card Kingdoms. And this was the last game Ryan played before he left, right?
Actually, he took off before this one. So it was just Lindsey, Jair, and myself. And Jair's a real casual gamer. And he had a really hard time wrapping his head around this one at the beginning. But by the time that the game was over, he had figured it out. And he actually won. So that felt bad that I was helping him make decisions at the beginning of the game. And he beat me. So I don't know. It's a cool game though. It's got the space-based thing where you can use the individual dies or the sum of the die. It has that, but it's even more because you get to do both. So you just get tons of stuff on most turns. Really a neat game. And I like how it's got that thing of you're building a deck or a tableau almost to get powerful to kill monsters too. So it's almost like Legendary in a sense where what's that game that came out before Legendary? Doesn't matter. Ascension?
Dominion?
Ascension. Yeah, Dominion. No, it's like Ascension a little bit maybe or something, but there's always these bad guys out. And then you can get these permanent buffs that are always doing something that aren't just happening when your die are rolled. So kind of a neat game. It has some extra cool mechanics in it that I like a little better than Space Base, and I definitely like it way better than Machikoro. And as a matter of fact, those of you who are listening to this, you're going to get to know that I'm doing a review of this game next week, and I've already decided, like, it's kind of a cheap gag, but I have like 2 Machikoro games because I really liked it at one time. I have like the Target exclusive one, or at least it was a Target exclusive one time, the Bright Lights one, and then I have the base regular game. Well, they both can fit in the regular game box really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like put like my Machikoro box on the grill and like be burning it and like destroying it when I like introduce this video. So it's because it's that good. Like I really don't know that I'll play Machikoro much after playing this one.
Huh. Yeah, it looked cool. It has the same art as a lot of like the Raiders of the North Sea games. So it must be that same dude.
Yeah, it's got really neat art. I just Daily Magic Games, man, they're kind of hitting some big hits with some of their games lately.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll have to play that one sometimes. So while you were playing that, I had Katie and Ben and Jed, and we played the Godfather because I'm obsessed with that game for some reason right now, and I have no idea why. I think everybody liked it. Jed seemed to like it. He liked blowing people up and shooting people down with the drive-bys. So, worker placement game with a little bit of card play and set collection, kind of easy to teach. I think that's kind of why I like it. It's a good entry-level game that actually has some like gamery elements to it. So I like to play this a lot. So I played The Godfather, and it was a good time.
They played it twice?
Do what?
Did they play it twice?
No, we only played it once.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay, so
do I have it on here twice?
Yeah, like you're saying they played The Godfather again, and I'm like, wait, did they?
Oh no, that should be this game. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
but I was like, man, they like Ben and Katie love this game if they played it back to back.
No. I think everybody did like it though, so that's good. That always makes you feel good.
Yeah, I'd like to play this one still too at some point. And like I know it's really super affordable right now, and I should just blind buy it based on just how much you love it. But that darn 10 games rule, man. If it wasn't like I need to do an amount of money next year, I need to say like I'm not going to spend more than $500 on games, so that when like a really awesome deal like this game for like $16 comes up, I can be like, oh yeah, that's not bad at all, you know?
Right.
So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should just change that right now. I'm going to be a revisionist and just be like, yep, that's my new goal. So I can buy one expansion of Kingdom Death Monster or like 25 other games.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. I just did a trade, so that's kind of why I have it, and I'm glad I did.
Oh, nice. Loophole.
All right, so then after that, I think everybody was done. So we did a little table switching, and Katie, Ben, and Lindsay played Concordia, which I'm kind of envious of because I didn't get to play that, and I haven't played it yet. And me and you went to a different table, and we banged out 3 different games during the time they took them to play one.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty quick gamers, honestly. And Concordia is not really a long game. I mean, to be honest.
That's true, yeah.
So, I don't know. I think we flew through it. Like, there's just different paces of gamers, and it got irritating. I mean, every time you're playing with, like, a bunch of people, it gets irritating that, like, every group I'm in I have somebody that I'm cool to him, I'm nice to him, but like my secret thoughts at times are like, just make it move, okay? Like, I just feel like some people just, I don't know, they get a little stalled out. And I mean, like, this group was pretty good overall. But I mean, like, you and I don't have that at all. Like, I've never thought, hey, Jason, make a move, man. Because like, usually, like, we're starting our move while the other person wraps theirs up, like that kind of thing. So, I don't know. The best one that I can think of with you and I is that you and I played Mombasa in literally 30 minutes one time. So that was pretty awesome.
That's true. Well, we kind of did that this time too, because the first game we played was Blackout Hong Kong, and I feel like we knocked that one out pretty quickly. It was maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah. It's actually called since Mombasa is about camping and this one's really closely related, I'm going to say this one's about like hiking. I don't know. No, it's not.
No, it's mostly just moving pieces around on this really black board with bad coloring.
Oh, such bad colors. But I think I like this one better than Mombasa personally.
Yeah, I agree.
To the point where Mombasa is in danger of being bumped out of the collection if I need some shelf space at some point. Mombasa is really cool. It has that letter thing on there, which I really like, but I don't know. At the same time, that feels a little fiddly and doesn't reward you much. Whereas this one's got some cooler things that reward you, like those checkmark actions and stuff are really fun. And then the board, kind of like the connection building, is really neat on this game, where you're trying to like encapsulate those blocks, and it's almost like you can be cooperative with each other at times. You and I started so far apart from each other, we really didn't do much of that. But I don't know. I can see where this one would be really fun with max player count even too. So I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, I like this way better than Mombasa. I traded Mombasa a long time ago because every time I played it, it got less and less good. But I can see this one has some of the similar mechanisms, and I enjoyed playing it a little more. So this is one I probably may buy if I can get a good deal.
I'd wait until second edition comes out where they fix the colors and make it look okay. Like, because honestly, they're going to have to fix the colors on this if they want to keep selling it. Like, no one's played this game yet and not complained about the colors. So I don't know. I can't endorse this game honestly because the colors are so bad. And we had some direct interaction with the designer and with Paul Grogan on it. So Grogan's in our camp, so that's cool.
Yeah, that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean that's not always the designer's fault though. But
no, I'm sure it's not. Like it could have been the printer even too. Like they might have had really great colors picked, and then the printer like printed it up and it just didn't turn out. So I mean, I don't know. It's just the components, the cube components and the cards and then the colors on the board, they're just all different enough that it makes you have to think more than you should have to think about what's what. So, yeah, that's my complaint about that game. But otherwise, I really like it.
Yep, agreed. So after that, we played a little filler game. Well, one round of a little filler game, and that is Songbirds. And that's from Daily Magic, right?
Yeah, it is. I think it's a pretty neat little game.
Yeah, I liked it. It's like a... I don't know how to explain it. It kind of, I mean, you're putting cards in a grid, trying to get it's like a 5x5 grid, and you're trying to, once the row or column fills up, you're going to score this certain color or bird or whoever has the most numbers in there. So the cards range from 1 to 7 or 2 to 7 or something, and then you're going to try to get berries into one of the colors of the birds that you have left to score a pile of points. It was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's like Secret Identity. Trick taking almost. It's weird. It's a cool little game though, and I think you described it pretty well. You're just trying to get your bird majority into these rows and columns so you can put these berries onto the bird, and then you want to save your last card you put down is your favorite kind of bird, and so you're trying to like balance. I want to keep a card that's worth some points and gives me the best color, but also I don't want to not play good cards on that color to make that color worth a lot. So it's like they have that decision going on. The other one that's kind of crazy too is I think I did this once in this game, so it doesn't come up as much as you might think, but like someone starts stacking a color up in a row, and then you like drop something on it to like make it a tie, and then if the colors are tied, they cancel each other out, so the second place color gets the berry, which is kind of a weird mechanic, but it's kind of neat too. So I think this one's really neat. I think for the price that it's going to sell for, I can see this one being at CSI for, under $10 or around $10. I think it's one of those nice little games to throw in your order to bring it over $100 for free shipping kind of things. I would suggest it for that for sure. I think it's a neat little game, cute game for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think I said it was kind of like that Gearworks game too. I don't know if you played that, but they have similar kind of little mechanisms where you're putting cards in a grid. But I think I like this one a little better because it's simpler and quicker.
Yeah.
And when I'm playing a card game, I don't want to get bogged down with a bunch of rules. So that's kind of why I like this one.
Yeah, this is one that I think I'll hang on to because it's just going to have a lot of audiences and just good opportunity to play. Like, I don't know. It's just a quick one to get on the table for sure.
Yep, agreed.
The most complicated thing was the scoring cards. Like, that took you forever to figure out.
Yeah, that's true. I could not figure that out. Like, I can do the euchre thing with the 6 and the 4, but I was struggling with this.
Yeah, it's pretty similar, but yeah, I get it.
All right. Then after that, we played our final game, and I think Concordia might have finished while we were playing this game. And we played London, 2nd edition.
Yeah, I heard that in your voice there. I liked 2nd edition quite a bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I just didn't like the way that the little city, when you build a city, sometimes it adds to your poverty, and that's not what the 1st edition does. That's not the intent. And I don't know, I kind of struggle with that, but it does look nice. I'll give it that.
So, like, I read somewhere on a blog or somewhere that when they came out with the 2nd edition of it, the idea was Wallace didn't like how in the 1st edition of London, you could build up your city presence and not have to worry about poverty after about the mid game, because like you could negate a ton of your poverty stuff.
Right.
So like by building into like 5 or 6 different, regions or whatever, and then keeping your town only 5 or 6 cards wide, like all of a sudden poverty's not near as big of an issue for you or a concern for you. And he wanted poverty to be something that you constantly had to fight in the whole game. So that's why the poverty thing switched from being this ongoing, like, your cards are negating, or your presence in different regions is negating your poverty. He didn't want that to be negated, but he wanted to have something that could help fight poverty. So by getting boroughs, you could take away poverty. So like by constantly having to grow and build more, it's like a one-time action thing instead of the ongoing thing. So that's the biggest change in it. I don't know. I think it's just probably a personal preference thing, because I think I like second edition better than first. I know you certainly like first edition better than second.
Yeah, I think another thing that I was struggling with is some of the cards that were in the first edition. Like, there was that one city that you could buy that you could turn any card into another card. But I think you could discard like a gray card and it could be a blue card or whatever. I think that's one. Right. Well, in the original game, there's a card where you can turn your poppers into any color. It's called a school, and you can pay $1 or £1 or whatever, and you can make your popper any color that you want. So they got rid of that card completely too, which I kept looking for to come up in the game because I had a hand of like 5 poppers and I needed to get them out, and it never came up. So I guess had I known that the changes would have been like that, it wouldn't have been so shocking. But just knowing that it was that different kind of threw me off a little bit.
I would say that they're different enough games that it's unique to play them like apart from each other. But if these came out as separate games, like they tried to make them 2 separate games, everyone would be like, whoa, what a ripoff of this other game, for sure. I mean, they're very, very closely related.
Right.
But I also think that if you own one, you're not going to own the other. You know what I mean? Like, they're not far enough apart on that. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like first edition, I think feels a little, I don't know, like more hardcore Eurogamey, because it's got that just old school look to it, man. You know?
Yeah, it definitely has the Martin Wallace tree frog look to it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to playing that one again soon, actually, too.
Oh yeah, it's super good. Every time I play that game, even the second edition, like it just reminds me how much that mechanism of building your city and running it and then having to rebuild it all back up, that is so fun. Like I enjoy that a lot.
It is. It's really gratifying too, to like build something up, and then it's like setting up dominoes and then clicking them over and like watching them all fall. It's like you build up the city and then you're like, all right, here we go. We're going to do it. We're going to get this pile of money or whatever. Money was hard for me in this game though, for sure.
Yeah. You're usually taking out some loans. I think that's just par for the course.
I mean, like, I never was able to repay my loans. Was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
And you had a pile of money at the end of the game.
Yeah. You lost like 14 points or something.
Right. I got slaughtered because of that, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's a good game. Yeah, that's what I like about it, is that you never know what's going to happen at the end because there's a whole bunch of extra scoring that you're going to do.
I didn't win a single game the whole time.
I think I won Mercado, and that's it. Oh, and London, yeah.
Who won?
You won Blackout. Yeah.
Did I? Okay, yeah. There we go. Cool. One out of a billion.
Yeah, that's usually how it is for me. So
I mean, like, because I'm not going to spend the time to try and like min max my winning on that. I just want to be social, interact with people, and watch the gears turn, man, in the game. I love it. I just love experiencing games.
Yeah, I don't do the min max thing either. I just take a turn, and if it's not the best thing, I'll do it better next time.
My intuition does me pretty well most of the time, but I mean, yeah, maybe I should stop and think a little more about a couple more scenarios, but I'm just like, yeah, that one feels pretty obvious. Let's go. And I don't know. And that's why you and I can play 2-hour games in 30 minutes.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's a game. So if I win or lose, who really cares?
Right. So what was your favorite game that you played the whole day?
Oh, man, I want to say Quacks because I freaking love Quacks, but I'll probably go
That's so funny to me.
I know, I love it, but I'll probably go with London. I really like London.
What do you think mine was?
I'm going to roll with Anachrony.
Freaking London, boy.
Oh, really?
I want to play that game so bad right now.
Dude, London's awesome, man.
It's great, man. I love it so much. It's like, seriously, if I could play any game right now, I might just sit down and play that one. Like, I just love that game right now for some reason.
No, there's tons of reasons. I mean, it's amazing.
And it plays with 2 awesome, too. So, I mean, I don't know. I love it.
It actually, like, this is actually one, because I was telling you that I don't really like playing games outside of 3, but this one would be fine at all player counts because, your turn is, you do one thing and then you're done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think at all player counts, it's good.
Super awesome. And like, no judgments. If somebody wanted to get rid of this game and, like, basically sold it really cheaply or gave it to somebody, I wouldn't judge them. I would think they're still a good person.
Yeah. That's funny.
So, anyway, I love that game, though.
Yeah, and I will say, after playing second edition, it does look really nice. And if I didn't have first edition, I would probably buy second edition.
Would you?
Yeah, if I didn't know that first edition existed and I couldn't get it, second edition would would still scratch the same itch.
Yeah, that's fair. What didn't we play that would have been good to play?
I wanted to play Merlin, but I didn't want to set it up.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks putting all those pieces on that board and explaining it. It's a beast to teach a little bit, too. And
For me, it was Union Pacific. I wanted to play Union Pacific pretty badly, and I still want to play that with you at some point because I think you'd like it. It's a lighter game, but I think you'd really like it. Airlines, Union Pacific. Just didn't get to the table again.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I always want to play something else. I have a lot of games like that I really want to play them, but there's always something that I want to play more.
Yep. Well, like Marco Polo, I haven't played that game in a year, but man, I love that game, and it's so good. Like,
it is good.
We're lucky we don't follow. Jamie Stegmaier had a post on Twitter, and his bookshelf is not bare, but it's not got a ton of stuff on it. And he says he has a rule that if he doesn't play something over the course of a year, he gets rid of it. So like I'd be like frantically playing Marco Polo because it's been darn near a year right now to keep that in my collection.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
Yeah. I don't know. My collection's a little obsessive. I redid my closet, and when I redid it, like to maximize my storage and make things more accessible, like it made it look a little more daunting, like all the games I have. And my wife got a little upset at my collection, to be honest. So I don't know.
It's time for a BGM purge.
It is. I think, that's another piece too that I feel like being on the Riveted kind of helps you there too, is that occasionally Kratzer will post, like 40 board games at $10 or less on there, and some of them are like within a year old and 80% off MSRP. So I don't know, and it does fine for me because I get a review out of them and whatever. So, but a lot of those games I do actually pay my own human money for, and lose a ton of money just because they're good games usually, but there's only so much space and time,
Yeah, I'm struggling with that right now. I need to find a new shelf because I just have stuff stacked up everywhere. It's crazy.
Well, what do we expect from us on the YouTube side before we leave here today, Jason?
I'm going to be doing... I have a couple Kickstarter reviews I have to do for some upcoming games. I'm not going to mention the names because no one's heard of them. I got a review Battle for Greyport. I also have this game called Wu Wei, which has some of the best production value I've ever seen in any game ever. And it's from a company that I've never, ever heard of. So I'm pretty excited to review that one. But that's what I got. Jason,
our head of independent game reviewing, thank you for doing all those.
Yeah, it's fun.
No, you do all... it's ended up being pretty awesome for you a couple times, though. When Artemis was, like... You were the first person I knew of ever even heard of Artemis, and... You did like one of the first reviews of it, and that game's gonna end up being a huge hit once it starts fulfilling. I'm sure of it. So,
yep.
But like, I think I've got 5 reviews I'm gonna be putting up over the next week or so. I'm on a break from work. I'm hoping to put up a video on Valeria Card Kingdoms, on Dice Throne, on Songbirds. I already put up one on Trekking the National Parks, and then I've got a couple little indie games too that I've got to put up there as well. Because I don't know, man. I think it's cool. I want to help. We're a small time show. We're like, I would call us one tick past small potatoes. Like we're like just potatoes now, maybe. And so like I don't know. I know that a lot of people helped us out when we were nobody. Vito Lacerda and Jamie Stegmaier were on our show when we had like 30 people listen on our release day. So now that we're getting like literally thousands of listens, like it's fun to like actually kind of bless some people and give it back a little bit. So I'm doing one of those as well. Just go check out our YouTube channel. It's you can find it from the website bgmechanics.com. And just I don't know. I think we work pretty hard on our YouTube videos too. So if you haven't seen those, it's worth checking out. And then I know some people aren't on Facebook, and I get that. If you're on Twitter, we're there. If you want to just like go to our website, you can contact us there and tag to us there. So I think that's one of my favorite things about this is connecting with fans. It's been really fun getting to know people and just see what people think about what we say. So that's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm having a good time just reviewing games, getting to know some of the people in the industry, and it's very fun. And getting to meet people and getting to game with them for the first time ever. That was super fun as well.
The next big benchmark is going to be going to a con and being recognized. Like that's when I'll be like, oh man, cool. I'm glad we're recognized. Like someone said, hey, I watch your YouTube videos. That's when like I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Like that's the next step. And like I had that happen once when I did stuff with my son, but like my son's really like memorable. Like he was like one of like. So here's something that's crazy too. At one point, I had more subs than Rodney Smith on YouTube. So like that's really funny to think about. Like, but. Really funny. Like
yeah, because now he's like the big dog.
Yeah, like he and I got started around the same time, but he had a better gimmick than me, and my son outgrew. Like I was almost like pushing like breaking child labor laws to have my son. Like I'm not gonna lie, I made him cry at times to be like, hey, let's go record a video. I don't want to, Dad. Well, let's just do it real quick. And like that was bad. I was like, let's just drop this. I don't want to be a mean person to my kid to make him do board game reviews. So I don't know. I'm glad it's gone the way it has. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now. But yeah, it's been cool. And I don't know, I really appreciate everybody in the fan base, and it was really cool to connect with some fans this last weekend.
Yep, I agree. And I can't wait to do the next one whenever that will be.
Soon, man. Let's say soon. Actually, I hope it is soon, and I think it will be because my mom, believe it or not, was like kind of hoping that we would be around when she's there. So I don't know, man. Let's hope it's sooner than later. So I think we're leaving kind of that busy season of transitions for like jobs and different stuff like that too. So hopefully we can make it happen pretty quick. And when I told your wife that I hope to do another one soon, she said, yeah, for sure. I'll be out of school soon. So I was pretty happy to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's teaching like an online class in the summer, so that might free up a little bit of time. So we'll see.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Hey, one other thing I want to mention too, and it's like, we should probably have done this at the top, but I want to just give a shout out to Dan Hughes too. If you guys don't know who Dan Hughes is, he's got his own podcast, but he's also on This Game Is Broken. Really cool guy, and he's kind of like been good to us. So I want to be good to him. If you know who we are, but not Dan Hughes, I want to meet you for one thing. But like the other thing too. The other thing is just go give him a listen. Tell him the Board Game Mechanics sent you because he's just been really cool to us. And you might hear one of our promos over on a show, which would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that will be happening here soon. So go check out Sporadically Bored, and you may hear us being dumb on there. We'll see.
For sure being dumb.
I mean, yeah, we were being dumb, but I'm not sure if it will be played or when it will be played.
Yep. Well, hey, cool. Thanks for rambling, Jason. I think we've met our minutes quota for sure. So I guess we can wrap it up.
Yep. We hit the mark.
Well, I've been Joel.
And I'm Jason.
And keep gaming.
Keep gaming.